Welcome back, Ghosts, to another episode of Titan's Tier 1 Tips, Tricks, and Tactics. Today we are taking on the infamous silent Spade Snafu. Keep in mind, the ideal for these videos is to run it completely solo, no AI, no teammates, and very minimal equipment and accessories. So for those of you who do not have access to spawning helicopters, we will be starting here at Mojocoyo Bravo. Anybody else? You can start wherever you please. Let's do a weapon check. I will be using my MP7, great gun. I will not be using the SR25 Jungle, it is a DLC weapon. You probably won't need the pistol, but I highly recommend the 5.7. You will be using your drone on this one, you just will not need its ability. And it's the same as the first video. If you don't own the backpack, just go to costumes and pick the Ghost Recon Future Soldier outfit. It will still allow you to have the optic camo, the same as the backpack. Well, now that we're all set, let's go ahead and get to it. Oh wait, I forgot about this one for the newer players. If you have not completed the mission The Money Truck, it will cause you to fail Silent Spade because it is a background static mission that drives around Bravacos and the quarry on the highway. I suggest you get this done first. Alrighty, this time we are going to get to it. Let's get flying. Now with our mission already selected, we are going to go ahead and take off, but we will not be going to the main objective first. We are going to be going to the town of Bravacos and we're going to land on that building right there. We also will not be using any fast travels. It will actually mess up the tactic of what we are trying to accomplish. If you die or fail after interrogating the manager from the train yard, you will have to start this all over again. Alrighty, now that we are here, you will notice that the truck will spawn in, poof, right there. You will also notice that there are no AI anywhere in sight. There's no enemies, no nothing. If the enemies are already here, landing on this building will get you caught and it will make this part a lot harder. Removing the enemies from the area is as easy as restarting your game. All you have to do is select a different mission, go to a different province, quit the game, reload, and they will be gone. Now right here I'm going to use a rebel spotting just to show you that there are no enemies in the area. So now we will force the AI to spawn in, and it's as simple as this. Go to the map, select any mission, and activate it. And poof, all the enemies for Silent Spade are now spawned in. Now let's get tagging everybody. There's 2 next to the truck, 1 next to the corner, 1 next to the bus stop, 1 near the fountain, 3 always together, 2 in that road. There will be 3 in this building. Can't really see the other one. There's 1 next to the road barrier and 1 inside that building. And that is everybody that you're going to need to mark. Now this part is really important because we are looking for 1 person to leave alive. Don't pick a heavy because it will make it harder on you later on. Now that everybody is marked and we are ready to go and we have our 1 person saved to keep alive, we are going to start methodically taking everybody out. I like to take all of them out first for the simple fact that nobody can see them. And once you do, you're going to turn around, face the helicopter for about 5 seconds, turn back around, all the bodies will have disappeared. So you won't have to worry about the rest of the enemies being alerted to the dead bodies found. From here, it is simply a waiting game. Everybody will eventually line themselves up to where you can take out everybody else without alerting anyone. Now yes, this does take a little bit of practice and some skill, I must admit. But if you just take your time, pick your shots wisely, you should have no problem eliminating all of the enemies fairly easily. Now that we have eliminated all the enemies except for the 1 we have chosen to leave behind, we are going to go ahead and take off and we will now head to the freight yard. This mountain is extremely dangerous due to the 3 SAMs that are located on it. They are located here, here, and here. As long as you fly high enough, you'll be fine. I usually try to stick to at least 700 meters above the top of the mountain. With this specific helicopter, you're going to want to stay at least above 800 meters. You will see why here shortly. Now I stayed low enough here just to show you just how high the SAMs can reach. Certain helicopters have certain ranges the SAMs can lock onto it. The black helicopter has the longest range. Now by this point you're probably wondering to yourself, but Titan, you're not on Silent Spade Snafu. You're actually on a completely different mission. And you are absolutely correct. We had to trick the game into spawning in the enemy. Once you are above this point below you, you can actually now go back to the menu and reselect Silent Spade Snafu and jump back on the mission. Once you bypass this building, you can go ahead and start lowering your altitude to get ready for landing. As you approach this small valley, you're going to want to go ahead and start flying really low to the ground and start to slow down because your landing zone is right ahead. You're going to want to land here, right in between these two rocks. Now let's pause here because you have one of two ways that you can do this. One, you go through the long process of tagging everybody and trying to take everybody out quietly without alerting the entire base and get into a massive fight, failing and having to restart all of this over. Or two, you take the exact steps that I'm about to take. You're going to eliminate maybe 6 people, 7 people, and grab the guy and be out within 15 to 20 seconds. The only thing that you actually really need to do in this base after you eliminate a few enemies is just grab the manager and bring him back to the helicopter. You do not need the other 2 parts of information. The manager will always be located in this red train car here. That is why we come up on the back side of this base. Now with all that in mind, let's get to it. Head this way and then crouch down in between these rocks. Your first target is this sniper. We'll go ahead and take him out. Then run around this rock. Crouch down in between the rusted train car and the rock to your left. You're going to eliminate that guy, then eliminate that guy. Now head into the rusted train car, and there's a 50-50 chance that that guy is standing there. Sometimes he is, sometimes he isn't. Now exit the train car and turn right. Typically next to that truck, there usually is an enemy, but he's not there today, so we're not going to worry about it. Now you're going to turn around and take out the last 2 enemies. They're usually always directly in front of each other, so you'll have to be patient and let the first one fall before you can hit the second one. Now you'll turn around again and proceed to the red train car where this guy is at. Do not worry about flashbangs, just get in there, hold X, snatch him up, yank him out of the car. Now you 2 are going to fall and you're going to drop him. It's going to happen and you're going to have to pick him back up again. But then you will proceed right back out to where you came and bring him to the chopper. Now we will return to Bravacos and we will interrogate him next to the truck instead of interrogating him here. Go ahead and place yourself a marker if you have to because you're going to want to land right here at this cross section in the road. Now don't forget those 3 SAMs on this mountain right here just before town and make sure you stay high enough to avoid them. Now here comes the interesting part of all of this. Remember the guy that we chose to leave alive? Well, now we're going to take out our drone and we're going to find him. He's never in the same spot, but he's always somewhere in the general area. Ah, there you are, you sneaky little devil. Now for the actual kind of hard part. We have to grab him. This is another thing to be cautious of. Roaming convoys and Unidad passing by this area. Now, if you have made it this far, there is no need to rush this. Take your time. If you have flashbangs, use them. The only reason I didn't was to show that it is possible without them. Now that you have snatched him up, you want to bring him back over by the truck, and there will be just a random vehicle over in this area. Now what you want to do is put him in the passenger seat, then you're going to get into the vehicle, you're going to pull it out into the road, and you're going to leave it at a slight angle. It doesn't need to be straight across, you want to kind of leave it at a slight angle, kind of like that. Now from here, we're going to head back down to the helicopter, and we're going to snatch up the manager. Neat trick, any enemy that has a release mechanic, if you hold the left trigger and X while you're pulling them out of a helicopter, you will pull out whatever main weapon was in your hand. You can use a sniper rifle, submachine gun, shotgun, pretty much any kind of main weapon that you can put in your hand. Now bring the manager up to the driver's side of the door and make sure you see the stow option. Now proceed to interrogate him. Now as the interrogation ends and he goes to knock him out, you're going to walk forward and hold X and it will allow you to get into the truck before it blocks it. Now make sure you do not drive off and you're going to sit here and you're going to wait through the dialogue.
Hurry your asses up. We need to clear the area. Whatever you do though, keep clear of the bomb.
Now after he says steer clear of the bomb, you're going to switch over to the passenger seat and then aim at the guy you left sitting in the vehicle and eliminate him. After that is complete, you can just go ahead and drive off. Now because the mission parameters are actually tied to the truck and not Kozak, you're actually allowed to leave Bravacos and just come on down here and park. Now because you are out of render range of Kozak and all of the enemies, they are actually not fighting. Nobody is taking damage and nothing can happen. You will literally just sit here for 4 minutes and wait for the next sequence of dialogue to tell you what to do. Once the next timer starts, it'll be 1 minute and 9 seconds. Typically, I like to wait 2 seconds and then I will proceed to drive forward until he jumps out of the truck and then it goes right off the cliff. And at that point, congratulations, you have now soloed Silent Spade Snafu. Now with both missions complete, you will be able to go to your accessories and head over to your backpacks and you will now have the optical camo. Now go have some fun creating your own unique style. You've more than earned it.